early access is this very broad term that Steam developers that put their products on Steam use. Early access can mean everything from, hey, we coded in the ability to walk 5 feet and that's it, to we've got a basically completed game. We just want to get, multiplayer and networking and balancing issues done before we have set an official release date. And we need a little bit of extra capital to make it happen. So let's go ahead and, Steam crowdfund, because that's basically what this is. Early access is basically Steam's crowdfunding for video games, right?
Right. I'm glad you touched on early access because that to me is really like what I was getting around to. Like, is early access to me is becoming the new baby in car sticker. Like, yeah, I get it. You got a kid in your car, but that doesn't give you a drive like a jerk for free card, right? Like, I get it that it's in
Yeah.
early access, but that doesn't mean create. And I don't want
Crap.
to. Yeah, right. That create crap. Now, I'm not trying to say scum is crap or scum is scum.
But
but
look
but
at what
yeah.
everybody does, and I don't want to say everybody. I'm a bad person, but I'm going to say everybody anyway for the
Hmm.
sake of conversation.
All of
Look
y'all.
at what most of the early access does. You have games like the what is it, 7 Days to Die. I bet if I look at 7 Days to Die right now,
Is
that
it
game
still
is
in early
still
access?
in early access. 7 Days to Die, whatever the hell the game's called, still
Still in
early
early
access.
access. Yeah.
Release date December 14th, 2013. 5 years in early access.
So I mean, and I don't know where my limitation is. Like, if it wasn't for early access, I'm sure some of these games wouldn't exist at all. If they're still doing updates, somebody made a comment about early access hell or something like that, where they'll never actually end up launching a game. If they still are implementing changes and putting things and doing their updates, I guess it's okay because you wouldn't have it at all. These games take a long time to develop. And I remember looking at what was it? So there's been some solo developers out there that they interviewed. I think it was Iconoclast. They were interviewing the person who did Iconoclast, the person who did or the team that did Owlboy is a single person that did Iconoclast. The team that did Owlboy and the dude or the development team that did Stardew Valley. And they were talking about how many years they put into developing these games and how long it takes. So I mean 5 years. So it takes a long time to develop this stuff. Yeah.
It does, but one of the things that like I said, I have an issue when the access stay there. Like you said, the guy said early access, because you have good quality games that do use early access appropriately. The Forest, We Happy Few, Dead by Daylight. Those are 3 examples most in my head right now that have gone through early access, stayed there for as long as they needed to get out of it, or get enough funding they needed to complete the project. They maintained constant updates with the community, constant updates with Steam, letting the people who bought into the early access know where they were headed, what they were doing, and eventually came out of early access. It's the games like 7 Days to Die for me that feel like it's just a cash grab. And I hate to use that term cash grab, but to me that's essentially what it is. When you put a game on Steam, label it as early access, it's like a free license for you to charge whatever you want for an unfinished product, and putting the risk on the consumer that this product may never actually come out, so you're just you get what you get. And to some degree I think that it is a consumer's responsibility to research and whatever, but I think giving a program like early access and abusing it in such a way that the consumer is the one with all the risk, it's taking advantage of a system that is very valid for people who use it the way that I think it was intended to be used.
Do you think Steam gets away with it so much? Like, it seems like every game is early access now. I don't know what the percentage is or what the ratio is, but do you think Steam gets away with it because of their refund policy?
I don't even think it's really Steam. I think Steam should be a little bit more, I think they should tighten up their policies around early access. Like, if you've got a game that's been in early access for,
Right. That's what I mean.
X number of years, and you're not at the very earliest like consistently updating it. And it's not fair to put unrealistic expectations on anybody to do a job. But just in context of what we're talking about, 7 Days to Die again, this game has an article posted on the 27th saying that it's Alpha 17 release. 5 years and we're still publishing alpha content for an early access game that people spent um, $25, if not $40 on if you have a friend and you bought it for them. That's I think Steam should come down on this type of usage of the early access system. But I do think that the refund policy Steam has is awesome and a great way to protect the consumer too, because it is, what I think it's 7 days or up till 2 hours played. And even then, there's some wiggle room because if a game is just super terrible, like Bless Online, where 90% of the community is refunding the game,
Right.
they'll go outside of their refund policy and issue refunds to help the community and show good faith. So I can't fault Steam for it. I feel like it's just Steam's trying to do the best thing for indie developers. They always have, and they're trying to do the best thing for the community. But as with every situation, you're going to have people who take advantage of it for their own personal gain.